in medicine. A small area, biotechnology applications in medicine. Let me get the screen. Yeah, okay. The recombinant DNA technology helps for the mass production of safe and more effective therapeutic drugs. The recombinant therapeutics does not induce unwanted immunological responses as in the case of similar products isolated from non-human sources. So at present, about 30 recombinant therapeutics have been approved. Of these, 12 are being marketed in India. So the applications in medicine, very small area that in that we have genetically engineered insulin and gene therapy and molecular diagnosis. First of all, let me come for the genetically engineered insulin. So insulin used to manage adult onset diabetes. We say this as type 2 diabetes. That early onset diabetes or type 1 diabetes is actually incurable. But because in that person that actually insulin is no, but genetically that he cannot produce the insulin. But type 2 diabetes, which is a very regular one, that insulin from the pancreas of animals causes allergy. We usually do, earlier time we used to do this particular activity, that we separate the insulin from other animals and as an injection we used to take, but it creates a lot of side effects and other types of reactions because of foreign protein. That is antigen it will become, isn't it? So now we using the DNA recombinant technology, now we are making the human insulin. Recombinant DNA technology is facilitated us to produce the human insulin. That insulin consists of two short polypeptide chains, you see in the diagram, chain A and chain B, that are linked together by the disulfide bridges. In mammals, insulin is synthesized as a prohormone. When it is synthesized, it is released as a prohormone. It needs processing actually. The proinsulin need to process before it becomes fully mature and functional hormone. The prohormone contain extra stretch called C-peptide. That has a particular C-peptide. That means A and B are there. Along with that, C-peptide is connecting them. Maturation means separating the C-peptide. Okay, the prohormone contain an extra stretch called C-peptide. This is removed during maturation into insulin. So that became a tough task for that particular scientist to prepare that hormone. That in because when they are preparing that particular A, B, C peptides are coming, how do they separate? That became a bigger problem. That the whole world at the time faced this particular problem. DNA in become that particular area. The preparation of insulin became a tough task, but that is much necessary here. The worldwide will have the diabetic patient. In 1983, L. Lilly, an American company, has succeeded here, prepared two DNA sequences corresponding to A and B chain. This is prepared separately, A and B chains of human insulin, and they are introduced this particular into the plasmids of Escherichia coli, PBR322, if you remember, to produce the insulin chain. Then after, chain A and B are produced separately. When they are trying to provide this, but at a time, the separation it from C-peptide, maturation which occurs naturally is going to be a bigger problem. That problem is solved by L. Lilly company by preparing them separately. Chains A and B are produced separately and extracted and combined by creating disulfide bonds to form the human insulin. So that information from there in examination point of view to be remembered here, proinsulin means contains C-peptide. Maturation makes a free C-peptide and A and B polypeptide chains to be connected with disulfide bonds. Now the gene therapy, I made it actually, they're just a formality now. It is a method to correct a gene defect diagnosed in a child or embryo. Here the genes are inserted into a person's cells and tissues to treat a hereditary disease. It compensates for the non-functional gene. So where we did this actually, that first clinical gene therapy was given to a 4-year-old girl and adenosine deaminase deficiency caused due to the deletion of the gene for adenosine deaminase, the enzyme for immune system to function. Treatment by bone marrow transplantation or enzyme replacement therapy. As explained, I think, for you earlier, injection of functional ADA are not completely curative, but what do you call that gene therapy as? Somatic or germline? That is somatic gene therapy. Ex vivo or in vivo? That is ex vivo. What we did is, in gene therapy, the T lymphocyte from the patient blood are grown in a culture. then a functional ADR cDNA using a retroviral vector is introduced into this particular lymphocyte. Retroviral vector, do you remember the transduction we say that as? Then they are returned to the patient. This should be periodically repeated as these cells are not immortal. That's why we need to do this back again and again. However, if ADA gene from marrow cells is introduced into the cells at early embryonic stages, what do you call this method as? Germline. But we said this is very controversial. But nowadays we are doing somatic line in that ex vivo method. In that, how we inserted means that in a method called transduction. Okay, so that chart I sent to you, just verify there. Okay, the third one, the molecular diagnosis here. The recombinant DNA technology, PCR, and ELISA, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay are some of the techniques for the early diagnosis here. The presence of a pathogen is normally suspected only when the pathogen produces a symptom. By this time, the concentration of the pathogen is already very high in the body. However, very low concentration of the pathogen can be detected by amplification of their nucleic acid by PCR. Nowadays, we are doing this for corona, RT-PCR we say. That means reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction test. That means what we do, reverse transcription. That virus, viral RNA, that reverse transcription we do, that we make DNA, and then after we multiply it. That means in short quantity, you can't identify. That's why we multiply it. To detect HIV in suspected AIDS patients, to detect mutations in genes in cancer patients, to identify many other genetic disorders, we use this PCR, that automated recycler. A single stranded DNA or RNA tagged with a radioactive molecule is allowed to hybridize to its complementary DNA in a clone of cells, followed by the detection using autoradiography. You please log in back again. The clone having the mutated gene will hence not appear on the photographic film because the probe will not have complementarily with the mutated gene. Okay. So just you please log in again and we continue with the topic.